Dad, what's today's daily crypto news?
Well, the reaction people have when markets dip or tank. What do they typically do, baby?
They freak out and sell.
That's right. And when they sell, it makes the losses what?
Real.
Yeah.
And taxable.
That's right. When you sell, it makes the losses very real and then gives you more pain by taxing you because it creates a taxable event. Sometimes if it's a real loss, then you're not going to get taxed, but it creates that situation, right? So let's say you bought something at $100, it's worth 500, it tanks to 300, so you take the perceived hit from the 5 to the 3, and then you have to pay taxes on the capital gain of $200, right? Because it went from 1 to 3, you sold at 3, it was once at 5, so your perceived loss is about $200 plus taxes. I hope that made some sense. But the bottom line is this. When you sell, it makes the losses real. It's permanent. You can no longer take advantage of the appreciation and value when markets go back up, as they inevitably do. And so right now, I think it's important for people to keep a focus. What are we looking at? We're looking at a brand new nascent technology that is beginning to achieve mass adoption and integration into the global financial system. That can't happen until the rules are written out, much like a Monopoly game. You can't play the game. It doesn't matter if you have the board, the pieces, everything in front of you. If you do not have the rule book, nobody will ever agree on how that game is played. And that's what legislation does. And typically, when you're talking about global money supply, global finance, it's got to start here in the United States because we still have the global reserve currency. So if we don't have the rule set, major players can't play. Banks won't be in there. Hedge funds won't be in there. Large investment firms like BlackRock, they won't jump into those waters because they're exposed to litigation. Nobody wants to get sued. No advisor wants to recommend something that has no legal clarity. They don't want to put their customers in any kind of situation that might reflect on their own careers and their own positions and maybe even endanger them, put them in danger of going to prison, for example. You don't want that. If you have a license, you have a fiduciary responsibility, so you need some of this legal clarity. But not only that, we have a whole lot of impetus. I wrote a little list. There's a lot of catalysts coming, right? Like, for instance, and I need my other set of glasses because I can't read my own writing, but for this wealth creation, there's a lot of money printing going on now. That's going on here in the U.S. as well as other countries like Japan and who else? I think the European Union's printing right now as well. So we have that. We have interest rates coming down in the United States with our Fed. Legislation is pending. ISO 20022 goes mandatory this month. And so you got to stay focused. And those are just some of the things that we're looking at. On top of that, you don't want to make the losses real. That's just one of those things that you just don't want happening. So, I mean, at least we're staying focused. We're not going to sit here and tell you to stay focused. That's your decision to make. But these are the reasons we are staying focused. We know what's coming, and it's important. So we're going to share a video from Raoul Pal that's going to I guess, remind you. It's very short, but it's to the point because it's exactly how things are happening. And here it was supposed to be. Let's go ahead and get that thing. All right, guys, there it is. Go ahead, baby.
It says, well, Raoul Pal, nobody wants to believe it because they are looking at 5-minute charts and scratching their nuts. Bro is actually mogging.
Do you know what mogging means?
No, I've never heard that before.
I had to look that up too.
It took me a second, that's why I stopped.
Apparently mogging means, it's a new internet term used in social media, mostly, like places like X or Truth. It means outshining people. It means, to show them up. And so that's kind of what they're saying Raoul Pal's doing here with this. So let's watch Raoul Pal mog a few folks. But it basically means, stay focused, in my opinion. It just means stay focused. Everything else that we've described, legislation, ISO 20022, lower interest rates, money printing, all this stuff is coming. Mass adoption, it's all coming. Nothing has changed. It's just some people are going to get shaken out. And a few months from now, definitely a few years from now, man, those are the people who are going to be in pain. Right now, if you think you're feeling some pain because the number looks low, you put in $1,000 and now it's only worth 700, and you think you have pain, that's not pain. You know what pain is? Having put those $1,000 in, and 5 years from now, realizing that had you not sold, you'd have about $500,000 in your pocket.
That happened to a lot of people who were invested in Bitcoin.
It sure did. Ask the guy who bought, what was it, a pizza with 10,000 Bitcoin? Boy, that guy would be rich today. But what a dummy. Anyways.
We all know people who sold their Bitcoin and are like, I could have been rich.
Yep. So anyways, just food for thought. But let's check out what Raw Paul has to say.
We know that TGA is going to be drained, and the QT is going to finish, and the Chinese are increasing their balance sheet, and we got regulatory changes coming, and we got rate cuts coming, blah, 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 blah. And the ISM, the business cycle, follows that. So the next thing for the business cycle is to go higher. Business cycle going higher means we'll have money in our pockets. It goes into risk assets, and that increases the price of crypto. It's not that complicated, but nobody wants to believe it because you're looking at 5-minute charts and scratching your nuts, wondering what's going on.